I guess you're rewriting history today, aren't you? All right. So they voted on the Declaration of Independence, but there was one step they had to take next. Anybody know what that is? They had to put their John Henry on the line. John Hancock, excuse me. And there was talk. They had to go back into debating at that point. Now, who are the gentlemen who are going to be saying their lines? I know I've got one here. He's the last one. Who's the one that's going to say about, think of our wives and children? There's our man. He's got his wife and children back home to think about. Okay, so let's just go into it. And, you know, in those days, they didn't just rest on ceremony. Yes, they were very elegant men. And they knew how to sit in these clothes. They couldn't just be as relaxed as you are today. And so they had a certain persona. But nevertheless, they went into debate. So let's just see, if you had it to do today, and you had to say to, what?
Department of Homeland Security.
Yes. Let's just say you can pick who you'd like to say it to. You don't have to tell who you're going to say it to. But
I'll
in
say
those
Obama.
days, what? Well, we won't become personal about this. But anyway, in those days, they had one man that they could lay the blame to, and that was good old King George. All right. Today, you have a lot of different people that you can lay at the feet, lay problems at the feet. What?
There's only one idea you can lay the blame at.
Okay.
Many people.
All right. So now listen. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take 20 seconds. We're going to stand up and we're going to say what we want to say, okay? And then we're going to go into the wives and children, and then he's going to end it, and then we're going to go into the speech. All right. All right, on the count of 3, you're going to stand up and you're going to say what you want to say to whomever you want to say it, and let's just do it, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Revolution! Give me liberty! Freedom! Liberty! Freedom! Liberty! Order! We will have order! Stand for
Think about our wives and children!
Listen to the man! Listen to the man! We won't be the only ones who will hang from the jib!
Gibbet!
Gibbet!
They may stretch our necks and all the gibbet. They may turn every rock into a scaffold, every tree into a gallows, every home into a grave. Yet the words on that parchment can never die. They may pour blood in 1,000 scaffolds, yet from every drop that dies the axe, a new champion of freedom shall spring into birth. The British king may blot out the stars of God from his sky, but he cannot blot out the words written on that parchment. The works of God may perish, his words never. Those words will go forth into the world when our bones are dust. To the slave in the mines they will speak hope. To the mechanic in his workshop, freedom. And to the coward kings they will speak, but not in tones of flattery. Such is the message of this declaration to man, to the kings of the world. Shall we falter now? Shall we start back appalled when our feet press the very threshold of freedom? Sign if the next moment the gibbet rope is around your neck. Sign if the next moment this hall rings with the echo of the falling axe. Sign by all your hopes in life or death, as husbands, as fathers, as men, as brothers. Sign your name to that parchment, or be accursed forever. Sign not only for yourselves, but for all ages, for that parchment will be the textbook of freedom, the Bible of the rights of man forever. Sign, for that declaration will go forth to American hearts forever and speak to those hearts like the voice of God.
How did he get in here? Weren't the windows supposed to be locked?
Who is this man? I'm sure the windows and doors were locked.
Didn't Andy lock the doors? How did they get in here? Who is
Nay,
he?
nay. Do not start and whisper with surprise. It is a truth. Your own hearts witness it. God proclaims it. This continent is the property of a free people, and their property alone. God, I say, proclaims it. Look at this strange history of a band of exiles and outcasts, suddenly transformed into a people. Look at this wonderful exodus of the oppressed of the old world into the new, where they came weak in arms, but mighty in godlike faith. Nay, look at this history of your Bunker Hill, your Lexington, where a band of plain farmers mocked and trampled down the panoply of British arms. Then tell me, if you can, that God has not given America to the free. As God lives, my friends, I believe that to be his voice. With his soul trembling on the wing for eternity, with his hand freezing in death, with his voice choking with the last struggle, I would, with the last impulse of that soul, with the last wave of this hand, with the last gasp of this voice, implore you to remember this truth. God has given America to the free.
I dare say King George will be able to read that without his spectacles.
Thank you very much. The words of that unknown speaker are little recorded, but they are recorded, because the deliberations behind the closed doors of that Continental Congress and the succeeding Continental Congresses that they had were kept secret. They had to be. So there is very little known recollection of what actually happened at that day. But we hope that those words of the unknown speaker you will take to heart. The words still apply today. And let them ring throughout your deliberations as you take this great country of America forward as the patriots of today. And thank you so much for participating, for having some fun with us, and God bless you all and all that you are going to accomplish in the next few days.
Waiting to see the opening ceremony. So can we count on you to follow through with that for tonight? Is there a spirit of enthusiasm to carry your state flag in? Okay. Well, then we have a little bit of a job to do. And I'm assuming it is all right if we go back and talk about that in the room before we begin. It's either we do it now or we do it back there.
Could you give the details now while we're all have to be attentive?
Okay, so you have your state flag in the room, and your delegation is going to carry the flag in. There is a program, and when we get back there, you will each get a program. And when we go into the room, we'll look at the program together for a few moments. We don't want to take an hour to practice, obviously, but you need to understand what you're going to be doing. And that's especially so that you can go down the center aisle with your flags, put them in the stands where you're going to go, and there's an order to this, and make your way back around to your seats neatly, so while the filming is going on, it looks in a neat and orderly fashion. All right, so the goal is to get back to the room. I'm going to change so I don't have to appear in this. And we will go there, we will look at the programs, we will talk about what we have to do, and then we'll do one quick run through.